Hello, hi. Boy, howdy. So, 2:30 Eastern Time on a Saturday. And you all know what that means. The Plague of Aemun. Now, a lot of you might notice that we haven't encountered any plague, nor are the characters in Aemun. Yeah, you might have noticed that. And if you didn't, well, now I'm pointing it out. In any case, today's sponsor is I Don't Have One. Seriously, where did they go? All the deals, they just evaporated. They're gone. I don't know what happened. Anyway, on an unrelated note, recently I've been receiving more comments about DM Dokuro, despite the fact that I've addressed him in multiple different streams. Do you just not watch my streams? Did you just not watch them? Because I've said it at the beginning, I've said it at the end of streams, I haven't said it at the middle though. So do you just not watch the beginning and not watch the end, viewers? Is that what happens? Because I'm still getting comments about how people are calling me a thief for using some of his content. I don't understand. Why do you think... I don't understand why you think this. I've addressed it before. Better yet, I give credit in the description. It's not theft. But hey. Hey. If you still don't understand, just go watch, like, the time I addressed this, like, 3 episodes ago. Just go back to the stream, go watch the end of it. Pretty sure that's the time when I addressed this last. And I gave a nice description, so just go watch that if you're confused. If you're still confused, and you still think I'm some kind of thief. Anyway, can anyone here give me a... Can anyone give me a summary of the last session?
I believe it's your turn, Elbin.
That is right. Oh my god, I shouldn't have written so much.
Written?
Written. Okay, so... Pan looks to run out as flames and metals consumes his form until he's transformed into a comment from a being with purple flaming eyes. Wait, with a purple flaming eye. Meanwhile, a mysterious stranger named Gilroy appears after a missing gig due to the unknown act of arson, and rescues a webbed Elbin who completely trusts Gilroy and proceeds to tell him of his many war crimes. After which, Gilroy completely ignores all the bloody crimes and red flags coming off of Elbin by his mere existence and decides to join him on his quest to revive his companions, which leads him to a ruined military base that looks like it hasn't seen use in some time, despite there being a person living nearby atop a floor of bones. Elbin, the neutral good warlock, decides to suggest they waterboard and torture the red-robed stranger in his sleep. At least that was the plan before he woke up for a bit when they entered. Elbin, not being deterred by something as simple as the Geneva conventions, decides to attempt to waterboard the sleeping merchant before he realizes he will just give the information when simply asked. He then goes bone and jewelry shopping like nothing ever happened before attempting to scam Yin's long-time family friend and trusted ally, who was literally sleeping on bones with his snake. Magic water and royal blood, in which he fails miserably. Anyway, yada yada yada, threats, yada yada, radical racial profiling, apparently, yada yada, Elbin gets put in an Iron Maiden and freaking dies. And called over Gilroy, who attempts to heal his many damages and attempts to reason with this merchant and gets him to agree to spare Elbin's evil little life. Alright, back on the inside, he quits being the Lorax and questions if his royal feet should touch the smoother rocky ground. He then decides to walk while silently questioning if he should be a horse or walk. Horse it is, as he finds a white flame with no torch. Examine it. As a horse, he tries to feel its heat as it explodes, blinding him for a second, seeing 4 undead thin zombies. Not any of them being the runaway lover of Elbin. He tries to see if any of them are his uncle's work after realizing he has never met them before. Family drama. The zombies are armed with weapons as they were blocking the path. Deciding he's so high and powerful, he decides to attempt to trample them with the excuse of helping other people. Realizing he has no excuse to act like a hero if no one is around, he decides to use his royal feeds again for a while, then returning to be a horse. After this, this causes him to want to fatten himself up stealing apples, as a not quite malnourished peasant chases him as he almost joins Elbin on the path to the dark side, proceeding to drag a dead elderly man off the road into a ditch.
He wasn't dead, he was still breathing.
No, he was dead. Probably killing him more instead of trampling him. He goes out of wild shape and runs on his royal feeties until nighttime, deciding to take advantage of his royal status and find his settlement instead of the woods. He comes very near his destination and runs to the Shogun, thinking it won't disturb him. The Shogun is working out becoming beefy as Yin bows to the Shogun. The Shogun puts on a shirt and talks about Yin as he spills the tea about his so-called friends and an elf. Yeah, Elbin is just an elf. Wow. He asks the Shogun for help, claiming he's in the wrong dimension, claiming his only crew member is just a demon and an annoying elf. He gets new orders to kill the crew killer, and the Shogun is apparently his family somehow. As he requests to return to the party, and the Shogun, who definitely isn't sus at all, gives him a mannequin to temporarily hold his soul. Yin asks for directions, getting it that way, and takes it very well, proceeding to take a rest and meeting some thugs. And he proceeds to decide he wants to boil them alive. After one of them decides to attack, he misses, and now, he's dead. Hang on. Bandit 1 tries to stab Yin and misses while Yin burns his armor and tells them to leave and begins walking away before getting tripped and stabbed. After the latter, Yin is done being nice and then causes one of the bandits to burst into flames, leaving the other to pick up its corpse and flee. They were both level 4, and one of them had a chicken leg in his pocket and the other ate it.
Our recap of events of each other's stories puts us both in a poor light.
Has Elbin ever in a good light?
No, and I feel like that's a problem when everyone else in the party is good. I'm gonna have a lot to explain to Yin when he finally gets back to the group. Oh, whose story are we starting with first this time? Elbin and Gilroy's adventure, or Yin's?
Group, what do you vote?
I mean, it may sound a little biased, but I think we should start with Yin's adventure since he is making his way towards Elbin and Gilroy.
Okay.
So where we left off with Yin, he went to sleep in an inn. I'm assuming he ate food there, or he cost good berries since he can just do that. Then, gonna say, like, he travels on the road a little bit, then he really quick casts Animal Messenger to send Bourbon back to the Shogun to ask him a few questions, such as when he gets his body back, does he need to give the puppet back to him, or will the puppet just fade away or go back to him on its own? Well, mannequin, technically. And secondly, once I reunite with my body and the rest of my crew, do I come back to you to find out where the guy who killed the last members of my crew is, or do I just try and find them on my own? You can use Bourbon to respond. Animal Messenger is not that hard to spell.
Could you please type that? Your questions, could you please type them? There was quite a list. Anyway, as for the first question, the bird relays back to you that that either way, the puppet, okay, Yin could choose to bring the puppet back to Levi, or it will disappear on its own if Yin tosses the puppet into the ocean. If he tosses the puppet into the ocean, the puppet will go back to Levi. The bird also relays the answer to the second question. The bird claims that Yin will have to find the Dread Knight on his own. This is what the bird says.
Okay. No time to lose then, and Yin will then proceed to transform into a horse and just try and run in the direction that the Shogun pointed to. Since he didn't say an actual direction, he just pointed. How Yin wouldn't send the Animal Messenger ahead of time, he'd just run. By that I mean he wouldn't send the Animal Messenger to try and check up on the party. He'd just go and try and find his body.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just gonna be walking for a while. Do you want to cut back to the party?
Sure, since I took up like most of the last session, we can come back to the party and just say that Yin has been running the entire way there during while it's going on their story. If we agreed that they took like a day to like recover Elvin after Elvin's poisoning.
It would take about, I mean, I'm gonna ask, do you want it to take that long? Do you want to take the long rest and then rest for the rest of the day and then take another long rest? Is that what you want? Because you could. I mean, what do y'all think? What do you want Elvin to do?
I'd prefer just a long rest.
Yes, alright.
What happened?
So it makes sense since due to all the time stuff, since Yin completed a rest before getting there, they would have had to rest at least like a day in order for both parties to be caught up on the same like timeline.
Yes, it would be.
So now that Elbin's recuperated and Gilroy has just been standing there apparently, what are you guys gonna do? Riveting decisions you both are making.
Sorry, I was listening to a child screaming.
What happened?
That was a sneeze.
Sorry.
That was a sneeze.
Okay. Basically, if you're wondering what's going on now, Yin is making his way towards you. So since Yin's going to be running basically the entire way, we're coming back to Gilroy and Elbin. So Elbin's just recovered from his poisoning. So now it's your turn to try and do stuff.
Okay. Yes. Alvin, what's next? What's next, Alvin?
I don't know. I mean, I'm the one who was just poisoned and battered. What do you propose we do? Well, actually, if Yin would be alive, I would propose that I have a way to communicate with him if he were alive and somewhat nearby. Which I assume he is by now. Because he's smart. He knows how to get himself out of rough situations. What's the wind like?
The wind?
Yes, what's the wind like in the area we're in?
Well, it's blowing toward the sea. Gentle
But is
breeze
it
toward
bad?
the sea.
It's a gentle breeze?
Gentle
Okay,
breeze
that's all I
toward the
needed.
sea, yeah.
That's all I needed to know. I would like to cast Skywrite.
Okay.
This is gonna take 10 minutes.
Do we take a long rest? It's less.
You did.
You've been resting for like roughly a day.
No, you took one long rest. It's still yesterday, because Elvin chose that.
Just so I understand, we're now a day before Yin decided to run after his body.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, then this might not work. Belvin doesn't know that, so we still have to do it. Hopefully
Elvin
he'll...
still okay, also, Elvin has one hit point. Like, they don't have any other conditions, but they still have 1 hit point because, they're not very, the poison wore off, but the stab wounds are not.
Oh,
Right.
so he's just bleeding out.
No. His skin is healed. His
Okay.
skin closed. But, if he gets hit, the wounds will reopen, and he will be bleeding out. Because the insides haven't healed. Just the surface.
I see. In the skywrite, I would like to say, we're over here again. Follow the sky. Wait. Yeah, that works.
What's the range that you can see it from? What does Skywrite say? What's the distance that it can be seen?
1 second. It just says, you cause up to 10 words to form in part of the sky. You can see the words appear to be made of cloud and remain in place. For the spell's duration, the words dissipate when the spell ends. A strong wind can disperse the clouds and the spell early. The range is just sight.
So basically, if I can see the clouds that he has formed, then I can see it. But I'm assuming I'm still like an entire town away, since I technically haven't gotten to the Shogun at this point. I probably would not have seen it.
And you could only hope.
Here, yeah, let me just get my calculator. How far away is Yin? 87 by 2. Yeah, that's too far away. He can't see it. It's 87 by 2.
Wait. Hold on. With Find Familiar, I can see through its eyes. So technically, I could send Raven far away to, closer to where, Yin would be, hypothetically, and then, that would be where I'm seeing and cast Skywrite. Would that work?
You have absolutely no idea whether Yin is alive, whether he's even on the same plane, and you have no idea where he is or which direction he's even in.
That's true.
Yeah, but if you cast if you go send Raven to Yin, and then cast Skywrite, you wouldn't be able to cast Skywrite where you are. You would cast it where the Raven is. And what good would that do?
Find the ocean. That's what I'll have to say. That'll find the military base. Yeah, that would work. He'd be able to find a military base.
Which military base?
Yes.
He didn't start in a barracks. I'm guessing there's like hundreds of other barracks near.
Find the military base by the ocean.
There are many by the ocean.
Find the ruined military base by the ocean.
About half of them about half of them are partially in shambles.
Oh,
due to the fact that
go visit your bony family friend.
He has many bony family.
Besides, the guy's a traveling merchant. He doesn't have a set spot.
I'm trying desperately to figure out a way for this to work.
Like,
How-
he is already slowly moving towards you, yet you're trying to go back in time to make him go there faster.
Yes.
Yeah, which is... I'm gonna be honest with you, that's kind of stupid. Like, there's no purpose to that. Just... just...
It was just a cool idea in my head, and I wanted to see it lived out. Dang it. I'll just have to do it some other time. It's fine.
You know, there's not much that you can really do with the poor man's time travel. Like...
Gilroy, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Stupid. Back to the town.
I guess. Hang on one second. I need to go stop my siblings from terrorizing my animal. I'll be right back.
Now that Elbin's gone, does the town still remember that Elbin is an arsonist who set fire to the town hall? He definitely did set fire to one building and pretend to be a health inspector. So all of this is going perfectly. Okay, Gilroy does know what Elbin's name is. He introduced himself.
What?
Yes, the second you met him and freed him.
I'm back.
Before we go, we're gonna cure wounds on Elden.
Alright. Healthy.
Means 9 hit points.
Now I am only 2/3 away from being full health.
Good. You are healthier.
I'm not spewing out blood anymore. That's good. just imagine every time Elvin was talking, and anybody was relatively close to his face, he was just spitting out blood. Either way, let's go into town.
What town?
Yeah, Gilroy, what town?
Yeah, what
We
direction?
were just in.
I asked you how far you were going to go, and Gilroy said that they would be, like, moving as fast as they could for, like, 20 minutes. Which way? I asked how long you wanted to walk. They said 20 minutes. Well, which way did you go?
Where's the nearest...
Tree and hope Yin Lorax is his way there?
No, but that would be a good idea. But no. My idea was considering Yin is a foresty guy, maybe going there would be getting us closer to him. I don't know, I feel like it'll work. Where's the nearest direction of the forest? I mean, what else do we have to go off of?
They really going off that Naruto logic?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you were kinda in the middle of a forest. 'Cause it's all forest.
Oh.
Like, it's in either direction, it's forest. I would like to know, which way did Gilroy go? Did they go to the right or to the left?
Wait, I don't remember he moving.
Oh my god.
I feel like going left would be the best option.
Yeah, I mean... Well, no, I mean, at the end of the session, Gilroy said that he was gonna haul Elbeen a good distance away from the tent. I asked how far. They said 20 minutes of hauling. Okay, it's 20 minutes away. Did you go left or right?
So we went. Remember, it was straight out of the gate. That place, straight out of the exit.
Yes. Okay. In that case, yes, the closest town is the one you came from. In that case.
Oh, the one where Elvin committed arson?
Yes.
And set off a bomb?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the closest town.
Was everyone safely evacuated from that town?
You don't know.
Okay, good.
If there were bodies, they were burned up.
Even better. Those people didn't deserve hospitality.
hive.
Is
Yeah,
going to
where's
be
your
so
snarky
mad if
remarks?
if he walks up to Elbin and the crew and then gets arrested for Elbin's war crimes. I have like nothing tying me to them. Like on a glance, no one would know that I know them, right?
What? No, no, no. When Albion was committing the crimes, they were dressed up as the
Yeah.
traveling merchant.
Okay, so we're framing the right people. Got it.
Yeah, identity theft is okay.
What exactly are your plans when you get to the town?
For information, ask where the nearest person of power is. Who knows? Maybe I'll kill them and become a dictator of wherever this place is.
I'm sorry, did you put neutral good as a mistake on your character sheet, or...
For all legal purposes, that was a joke.
Elbin. Elbin's actions would be justified if they were patriotic. But they're not. Because at some point Elbin decided that they weren't doing things for their mother anymore and that they were only living for themselves.
What actually?
You decided at some
reason
point you're no longer a patriot. Yeah, you decided at some point that you no longer wanted to be a patriot, and so...
The only reason he's not doing anything for his mother anymore is because she's dead. But he's also trying to revive her, so...
And yet you prioritized Yin, someone you met, like, what, a week ago, over your mother.
Yeah, well, Yin is the only way to help get my mother. When I find Yin, I tell him the plan of, we both die, we're both down there, we go find her, well, wait, no, dang it, we need to find her organs first.
You think Yin is going to die again just for your mother that you killed?
She'll revive us. We'll be fine.
Can you revive herself?
No, because she doesn't have her organs. If we have her organs, put it in a body, take her to that body, restore her former power, she can revive us.
Pick. Question, Fury. Elbin started in the same, like, general... in the same area that, well, generally the same area where Yin started, right? I wouldn't know that. He was in a whale that traveled to a different dimension. Anyway, what I'm asking is, does Elbin even know of the Shogun? He's not the brightest bulb. I'm guessing he would know of someone who's powerful, other than his mother.
You know, the flying purple demon that's now his, deity. Let's see. He really doesn't know the whole, system of, let's say, rights and the way people come into power. All he knows,
he knows what waterboarding is. Deranged forest orphan.
All he knows is to take what's his. So, we're heading to town, yes.
You are.
Okay.
Like, at any point, you guys could just say you went to town to just gather information for a while, and then, while you were just gathering information, Yin arrived to try and get his body. You could just time skip to that event.
I'm okay with that.
You dumb bot. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good.
Skip. Alright then.
I'm assuming Yin would be out of wild shapes at this point.
Yes.
Wait. Either how did the Shogun get into the other reality, or how did Elvin get into the regular reality?
Sasuke teleported you here to get him his stuff back.
I thought that he just teleported me to some poor fishing town.
You are at a fishing town.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like
That's
Yin
right
started-
by the
I
ocean.
thought that it was still in that dimension that we were in. I didn't know that it brought us back. Well, that was a really anticlimactic.
Well, you don't know where you are.
you have no idea where you are.
Yeah, but I'm asking as a player standpoint. But okay.
So at this point, Yin is walking towards the direction of his body. Does he see Elbin? Or, well, did he see Elbin? He wouldn't recognize Gilroy. He would, but he wouldn't think Gilroy's involved.
Yeah. Yin sees both. What are they doing, though? Elvin and Gilroy, what are you doing at the moment that Yin arrives?
We're knocking on people's doors and asking for information. If they say no, I ask for a glass of water, and I walk in and and make sure the house is soundproof, and proceed to ask for more information.
Sitting out the side of the house.
If you proceed with this, then Elbin will get killed. Are you clear? Are you clear about that? If you proceed with this, Elbin will get killed.
I'll only do it about 2 times.
My God.
Yeah.
I swear, at the end of this campaign, Elbin's either going to be in prison or he's going to learn how to read.
Yeah, it was...
I remember you telling me something about Levi having guns. Guns. So, Ian encounters them I'm guessing mid-torture? Elvin has straight... Elvin, the one who's torturing. Gilroy's waiting outside to have deniability, apparently. So Ian would walk past Gilroy into the house where Elvin is trying to get into. And Yin's just waiting for Elvin to notice him. He's just standing behind him. Elvin's not that bright. I think Yin could sneak up on Elvin. Elvin's not that bright.
So, is this person letting me into their home?
We're just gonna ignore Yin standing behind you, sure.
2 people let you in so far.
Okay.
This one did not.
Okay. Well, as I turn around to walk back into another house, I guess I see Yin.
Oh, hi, Elvin. Where's my body? Enough questions. Where's my body?
About that, Elvin reaches into his bag and pulls out the crystal. Yeah, this formed when you were disintegrated.
Wait.
I could have very well sold this.
Wait. How long have you been holding that?
Quite a long time, ever since Pan died and Rail left us.
It's been 2 days!
Yeah, well, I don't have a sense of time.
Yin would like to call Elvin an stupid, illiterate elven homosexual in Infernal. Just because that seems about right for him. And he will take his body out of Elvin's hand.
Elvin understood what you said.
You speak Infernal?
Yes, I speak multiple languages, such as... Hang on.
Good. Feel insulted
One
then,
second.
as he takes his body out of his hand.
I'll tell you exactly what languages Elvin speaks. Technically, he can speak any language, but, he knows Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Not Infernal. What allows you to know Infernal?
Oh, no. Never mind. Nothing. I was confusing Abyssal with Infernal.
Of course you would. So, Yin says something in Infernal that you don't understand. He takes the crystal off your hand. Is the crystal reacting to any way now that Yin's touching it, or...
Yes.
By the way, quick question. What happened to the rod that Rail had? Like,
They took it with them, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume that too, but...
Their rod.
Their rod, their gauntlet, their fish, took all those with them.
They did.
So what happens to Yin after he touches the crystal?
An aura appears around Yin, as do green arrows facing upward. There's a sound like a bell being rung, as Yin and the crystal fuse, and he splits off from the mannequin.
Since my animals, my pets, also apparently went into the crystal too, they also split off from their mannequins?
They do.
Okay, this makes this a lot simpler. After all this happens, Yin stretches a little bit, and then he goes up to Elvin and asks him what exactly did he do to this town. Because I'm assuming a few people are scared because a deranged lunatic has been starting fires and waterboarding people. Assuming.
Arson and identity theft.
Whose identity?
You remember that merchant you never really liked?
I can never forget him. He haunts my dreams almost as much as that stupid Dread Knight. Oh, speaking of which, we have new orders. We are supposed to be finding the Dread Knight and killing it.
Speaking of which, we need to die.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
thing is, we need... I may have accidentally killed my mom.
Oh,
So
of course you have.
So now we need to go out, collect her organs, and proceed to die, get her soul, bring it back into a body with those organs. Then, afterwards, she'll revive us, I hope.
You hope?
Yeah.
You're not even... Okay.
I'm not even sure.
I have a better idea, that is... Okay. I have a better idea. And this one is not terrible. How about we go do with my boss says, the Shogun says, and then maybe he'll be kind enough to help you with your whole mother situation. Okay? Since now, apparently, it's just the two of us, this will be a lot difficult.
Oh,
it'll be a lot more difficult.
This is Gilroy.
Oh, yeah. Hello again. Okay. So, since it's me plus two idiotic elves, I suggest we try and find where your whale ship was. But first, I have to try and quell some of the damages you've done to this nice town of respectable people. And then we can go ahead and head off on that quest, okay? Okay.
I guess.
Is the building still on fire, by the way?
No.
Since I would assume that it lit itself. Burned
Does
out.
there look like there's any hurt people around?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Everyone I waterboarded is tied up in their homes.
You're tied up.
Which homes?
The first two in this row.
Of course. Okay. So first off, did you do it as you?
Oh, most definitely not. I'm not dealing with those criminal charges.
What'd you do it as?
Merchant?
Okay, insight check. He took a long pause. That's super suspicious. Okay. Only got a 7? Okay. 7. Does Elbin sound like he's telling the truth? Obviously he does. Sucks. Okay. Yin is going to go over, pretend to knock on their door, and then, shock, notice the people are tied up, and immediately run to free them. Since this is terrible, you're becoming a monster.
I'm doing it for the good of the party.
Well, how does this help?
I got sufficient information.
Like what? Where the best fishing spots were? Which one of their children do they love the most? Come on, they're peasants.
Fury, what information did I get after waterboarding these poor innocents?
What are you asking about? What did you
where
ask?
the nearest where the nearest person of power is.
Well, the nearest person of power is the merchant.
I really don't think Yin would be opposed to me going out and killing him.
Killing who?
The merchant.
Which merchant? The one who is just traveling, who Yin knows of, or the desert merchant that Yin hates with a passion?
Yeah, which merchant? The one that almost killed Elbin, or the one that everyone hates?
The one that almost killed Aemun.
Oh, well, never mind. Guess Elbin isn't ascending to his power today.
If I show Elbin the Shogun and he immediately tries to waterboard it, Yin's not saving you. I will cast Detect Poison, a ritual cast Detect Poison and Disease to try and make sure that I can help these people as much as possible. That's for 10 minutes, and anybody within 30 feet of me, I can see if they're poisoned or diseased.
Considering the time this is, and if they're all peasants, I would assume all of them are at least one or the other.
I mean, they're nice enough peasants to have a town hall until it was burned down by a mysterious act of arson.
Yeah, they're also nice enough peasants to let some random stranger in for a glass of water. That same glass of water was also what tortured them.
At the end of this, you are probably going to prison. Yin will not feel sorry for you.
I'll just waterboard the guards. Get out of there.
I'm pretty sure they have prisons for magical people. I'm like 90% sure.
Can they stop the flow of... Are they not going to let us shower? Are they not... Are they gonna somehow make it to where Elbin doesn't have to pee?
There's probably going to be some sort of anti-magic field if they're going to be trapping mages.
Okay, I'll call Raven in there.
Your magic bird. You're going to bring your magic bird into the anti-magic field.
It'll make him just a regular bird, but a regular bird will just peck out the eyes. The regular bird won't talk to people you understand
how your thing works?
Yes, I do.
They are a demon or celestial, not an actual animal, that you summon to do things for you.
I get that. I would just...
They will not turn back into another animal. They'll just... away.
I would just assume that instead of just going away, the nearest real animal of that creature would appear.
I'd like to think that they're having this conversation as Yin's untying the poor helpless peasants. This is just awful. Yin, helps them upright and asks them if they need any other help, if they need anything, if they're hurt. Oh, they're from the obvious waterboarding.
I mean, they're kind of unconscious.
Do they look like they're going to die?
No, they do not.
Yin leaves them. Actually, no. Yin will go and look for someone who can help, like maybe a town medic, and then tell them that they found a couple of people passed out in their house under mysterious circumstances.
Has Zelbin killed anybody?
You started a fire with people inside the building.
But didn't they all escape? Plus, that's not my fault. That's I so happened to light a building on fire. It's their fault for not getting out. Has Aemun ever purposely...
You threatened that you'd light the building on fire if they didn't listen to you. He responded aggressively, and you lit the building on fire.
Yes.
Wasn't that Pan Aemun gave the order?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was Pan's fault. And now Pan's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is Yin going to suspect? The dead guy or the one who is literally waterboarding innocents?
Maybe the one with fire starting capabilities.
You shoot explosions out of your hand. I'm pretty sure you can start a fire.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Look. I, unfortunately, do not have locate animal prepared today. So, we'll have to find another way to track down your whale to try and get to the Dread Knight. Now, it is your whale. You're inside of it when we found you. Okay, so at this point, we have two options. We can go rest to make sure that we're all in tip-top battle shape, and then go and find your whale, hopefully locate animal, and then...
I don't think locate animal would work.
Why wouldn't it?
Because I'm pretty sure it's God. Because that was the whole way Fury was going to introduce Aemun by Aemun killed his own god, and that's how he gets around with the dead body of the god that he killed. That was his. But that was only because he thought that Aemun had the underwater god thing. But no, Aemun's the undead.
It's still the best shot we have. Guys, I'm pretty sure Aemun would know none of this. You would know that his god was changed like last minute, so he would still go along with that plan. Now, are there any supplies we need to get before we start heading back over to try and get a ship so that we can locate this whale? Because we're going... Hold on, give me a second. I have to deal with some... Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Anyway, we're going to need to somehow get a ship to find the whale, and then we're going to have to get on top of the whale and then fight something that was able to single-handedly kill my entire other crew. So, and also knows genjutsu, so we're going to have to try and find a way to counteract that too. So I'd suggest we start planning.
Well, what do you think we need?
It just occurred to me, if your god's dead, who's giving you power now?
Oh, the way that he killed her was by making a deal with another god.
Yin was asking so, wait. Who's your god now?
I don't remember his name. The guy who slid open the worm that ate the sun. Him.
You picked him or he picked you to
He
be
picked
your
me.
deity?
He picked me to be his little chosen one.
How unfortunate for both of us. But mainly me. Okay.
He told me
Let's.
he said that if I proved myself useful, he'd give me more power. And he showed me how unfair the deal between me and Elvin's mom was.
Of course, he did. Okay. I'm not going to get into all of this. We have priorities. Let's help out this town first. See if we can borrow one of their... See if they have any fishing boats we can borrow. And then we will go hunt for the whale. Okay? Okay. I will go ahead and go to the first people who Elben waterboarded. I will summon my favorite representative to heal them.
Is there a scholar anywhere nearby or a library?
The library has burned.
Right. What about the librarian? Did he burn too? Or she? Or
they left.
Or it?
They left.
Oh.
Oh man, that's such a shame. I wonder how that happened. As Yin just slowly turns to Elben.
Don't look at me like that.
You are terrorizing a town. How am I not going to look at you like that? Okay. Let's just go find the village's medic and see if they could help me heal the rest of these people, okay? Hopefully you didn't burn down the hospital. Sure you can. I'm going to send my bird, I'm going to cast Animal Messenger, specifying, I don't know, this village, and the clothing he's going to be looking for is someone in a medic's clothes. Just to see if he can tell them to come over to this area. Okay? This is the fastest way this is going to happen. Does a doctor or a medic come after he sends the bird, or?
The bird.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm going to assume that Elben killed them too, and then just silently tell my favorite representative to heal them.
Wait, this is a poor fishing village, right?
Yes.
Why would they have a medic?
One day, your favorite
heal minor wounds from their fishing. Sorry, Elben.
Because
what'd you say?
One day your favorite representative is just gonna snap because you keep calling on her right when she's feeding her children. Her 3 children.
He doesn't have any kids.
Yes, she does.
He does not. He does not. She just, like, first thing she does, gets into the fake court systems, and then immediately gets contracted to heal me. They're just lazy. They do not have any kids. They don't even have any siblings.
No. She has kids.
They do not have kids.
She's 3 children. She's a single mother.
I can decide whether or not she's mute. I can decide whether or not she has kids. She does not have kids. She goes and heals. She goes and heals the unconscious couple for 5 HP and 6 HP plus 1 additional hit point. Both of them. And Yin is going to hopefully look like the hero in this situation as he ushers Elvin out of here.
Well, Elvin willingly goes along because he doesn't want those court trials. Too much work, too much money.
Before they wake up, Yin dismisses his Fae representative, and then he holds him on the shoulders and asks, "Are you okay? What happened?"
They appear to be too afraid to really make conversation. They were traumatized.
Of course they were. Of course they were. Alright, just stay here. I'm gonna go get you guys some help. And then we'll just go tell the first random person who's not a member of this terrorist organization that we call a group, and ask them to get help for this couple as they were unconscious when he found them.
They go to get help.
Great. And if there's no more fires, Yin's just going to go and talk to... Is going to go ask them what exactly... where exactly the merchant is that they were talking to earlier.
Going back there. If you give him a bit of your blood, he'll give you some real nice earrings. But he's up that way.
Do I look like I wear earrings?
They aren't physically appealing. They're pretty ugly. Anyone who's wearing them, they can communicate over any distance.
Wait, really?
Yeah, well, I can do the same thing. It's called a bird.
Wait, you're telling me that Yin doesn't have any piercings in his ears?
He has piercings, he just doesn't wear earrings.
Ah, okay.
There's a giant bead circle on his head. He clearly likes jewelry, he just doesn't like earrings.
Okay.
And then Yin goes over to where the barracks that they led him. I'm going with Elvin. By the way, Gilderoy, what's your name again? It's been so long. Gilroy. How you doing? How's the band treating you? Why are you following this obvious war criminal? Because, I mean, why exactly are you involved in this? Did Elvin threaten your family? Is he holding someone you loved hostage?
I'm not that bad, Ian. Stop it.
Oh, no. You don't get to decide that.
Just didn't have anything better to do.
Of course you didn't.
I'm trying to look for someone.
Who? Do you think we're the type of people who could help you? Not even us. You think Elvin's the type of person who could have helped you? Dude can't even read.
Yeah, but he can do other things. Reading's not the most important thing.
You're right. He can waterboard innocence.
He can do very beneficial stuff.
Yeah. Did they tell Yin that Elvin was put into an Iron Maiden for trying to waterboard the merchant?
No, and we won't.
It's going to turn out so badly for you. Okay. I'm assuming we arrived to the ruins. Really safely.
Yes.
Okay. Ian would like to look for the tent that they described. this way, assuming they would just tell him he was just in a tent. They wouldn't tell him all the stuff they did, but they'd tell him at least he was staying in a tent. And would like to go and walk in and
let me go get my
pick
notes.
Okay.
Bones, lots and lots of bones.
He isn't interested in bones. He can just make them himself.
Yeah, we have a small problem. How are we about to find this whale or the organs?
That's why we're going to someone with knowledge.
Alright then. Yeah. Yeah, you come across the crumbling ruins of Barx. You do see, no colorful tent. However, there are only bones scattered on the ground.
This looks like the place you described, but I don't really see a tent. Did he go somewhere, or did you kill him?
We didn't kill him.
That's incredibly unlikely. So, did you offend him in any way? Did you, like, burn down his shop, or...
No.
Elvin?
You're just...
Look me in the eyes. Elvin, look me in the eyes and tell me you did not try to waterboard him.
Tried to waterboard him. We needed the information. I didn't think that he would give us.
Why is that your first option?
I didn't think that he would give us the information so kindly, which he did. So I didn't waterboard him.
You have like 8 means of magic to just charm him, and yet you go with torture? Charming's a little iffy on the ethical side, but at least it's not straight up torture.
Charming's illegal. Torture's also illegal.
Exactly, but
Either
charming
way.
is a little less...
Yeah. I mean, either way, Elbeen, like... Yeah, Elbeen has committed crimes.
Oh, that is apparent. That is apparent.
Is anybody looking for, Elwin? Like...
We passed by a wanted poster for Elvin?
Is there a wanted poster for Elvin?
No.
Hang on.
That's not a bad thing. Hey, you don't like to look around for any sign of where this person went?
Yeah, Elbeen isn't worth enough to have a wanted poster.
Excuse me. I can do so much worse. I could eradicate an entire town if I wanted to.
You could certainly attempt.
But
You could certainly attempt to do that. Okay. You would like to look to see if there's any tracks or any way to indicate where the merchant went. Would that be perception or like investigation or something?
Oh. Perception, to look around.
$17 plus 3, 20.
Some of the bones appear to have red cracks in them. You don't see attend, though.
Red Crack sounds right up my alley. Can I roll for Arcana to see if there's anything special about them?
You may.
Okay. Ten.
These are indeed magic bones.
Do I know what they do?
No, you do not know what they do.
You can inspect these a little. They're magic bones, but I have no clue what they do.
Well, I believe you picking them up is a win-win situation. So go ahead, try and pick up a bone. Either he appears to defend his stock from thieves, or we get to keep whatever this magic thing is. Which would benefit us a little bit. It's not much, but it's anything we can get at this point.
I guess I pick it up.
Anything bad happen to Elbin?
No.
Anything good happen to Elbin?
No.
Me? Oh. Anything happen to Elbin?
No.
Okay,
Well,
give
actually,
me,
yes.
give me the bones.
Yes, something does happen.
Hmm?
Elbin's
Okay.
holding a bone. That's what happens. They're now holding a bone.
How unexpected! Give me the bones. I'll go deal with them later. I have a bunch of magical stuff I
No.
need to
My
get
bone.
someone to identify. I found them.
Yeah, well, I held it first. You're too much of a wimp to grab one, so you told me to do it. My bones.
Do you really want to get into an altercation over this?
No. That's what I'm saying. My bones.
Mine.
Mine.
Listen,
Right.
Elvin.
There's enough
I've
here
died-
for the both of us.
I've died once already. I literally do not care. I know I might be able to come back. You, however, have no idea. Give me the bones.
Why are you guys fighting over bones?
There's enough.
They're magic
for
bones.
the-
I found them first. I need leverage whenever I talk to the merchant again.
There's enough for both of us. Okay.
How many bones are there?
How many bones are there?
Well, that depends on what you're trying to do.
Trying to split it evenly.
Well, yeah, but what are you using these bones for?
Ian wants a bone because keeping them out of Elbin's hands is a much safer option than letting Elbin go willy-nilly with some random magical item. Plus,
And I
He's
want to
hoping-
go willy-nilly with some random magical item.
if he takes the bone, then he might be able to use an animal that he has to try and track the scent of the back to the merchant. Once he gets his wild shape back, of course.
I mean, I can always just change Raven into, like, a wolf or something.
You could.
Raven the wolf.
Its name is named it Raven. Have you learned nothing from me and Rail? We gave our pets painstaking names. Even Scarf is disappointed in you. Scarf's still sleeping since it's daytime, and Scarf has been confirmed to be nocturnal, I believe. But in her
is
slumber, she is very disappointed in you.
Raven is fitting.
What?
Raven is fitting.
Raven is what it is. If I just called you Elf all the time? What if I just called you illiterate, stupid elf all the time? Come on, that's not a name. It's an adjective. And traits.
uh, it works. And Opening's never had a pet before.
Clearly.
He's not good at naming things.
Of
Unless
course.
he's naming new war crimes.
Why don't you just name the bird after your war crime? That way,
Arson.
I'll know. What?
Nothing.
Of course. So, you go ahead and turn your thing into a animal to track down the merchant. I'd like to try and inspect the bones a little bit to see what magical... To see... hold on, wait a minute. Ah, man, I didn't bring detect magic. Okay. I can't do that. I'd like to just take a bone, and then I would like to go check around the barracks to see if there's any supplies that were left behind before it fell to ruin.
Could you please repeat
Ian
that?
would know his way. Okay. Ian would like to take some bones, put them in his bag, and then he would like to check around the barracks to see if there was any supplies before the barracks became abandoned. Since he's been in the barracks before, he'll know where they would keep the supplies, roughly. He would like to go check that area to see if they have any, if there's any supplies that they left behind.
The room of food storage is has broken walls, and there are a few planks of wood that are actually a lot of planks of wood that are left on the ground that looks like they came from dismantled crates. There is
Opening is going to starve before he eats food from this place.
There is one package of food that you see, but it has rotted.
Of course.
You get the feeling that it was rotten before whoever ransacked it.
Makes sense. I would have no reason to take that or leave it behind if it wasn't. Okay. Ian would like to go check to see where the weapons storage area is, or at least... Actually, no. Ian's priority would be the where the sleeping quarters are. Just to make sure they have a place to sleep for the night, since I'm not sure Elbin would be welcome back into the town. Check out where all the actual sleeping area is to see if he can have a place to hold up for the night.
As for the weapon storage, there are a few rusty scraps of metal that might have been weapons at some point.
Ian will take them. They might be useful if he can find some to melt them down.
They might be useful for giving tetanus.
You also said that Yin's gonna try to find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that they have a place that is semi-protected so that they won't just be attacked by any random animal or by thieves in the middle of the night, so that they could just get some shelter, because I'm not sure the town is not willing to welcome outsiders since they had an attack from multiple seemingly different people to them, burned down their area, and then started waterboarding them.
I mean, the bar axe does have an area to sleep, but the beds are rotten. The beds.
Does it look like the area is protected?
Yes.
At least.
Yes, it does. I mean, it's... Yeah, it's the, I mean, it's the sleeping area. It would make sense for it to be the most protected spot, because that's when you guys are most vulnerable. So, yeah, it has a roof. It doesn't have a door. The door's gone, but it has a roof and walls. So,
Okay, this will be good enough. Are there any hides or blankets that we could use, or is it all just...
I mean, there's
They're stolen or
decomposing blankets. The mattress is
Nah.
decomposing. The blankets are decomposing.
Not worth it. Okay. So, since I'm assuming we have a little bit of time before nightfall, I'm gonna go back to the village by myself. You guys stay here. Try and find the merchant. Whatever. Gilroy, make sure he doesn't torture anybody. Okay? Great. If anything goes wrong, I will send my bird. Or not to torture any more people or start any more fires. Is that clear? Ruben? Is that clear? Can't leave you alone. Okay. Oh, great, great. I'm not saying the speech again. Basically, don't send any more fires, don't torture anybody. Gilroy, make sure that Elvin doesn't torture anybody. Okay? Great. And is going to go back into town and look for information in the non-torturing way, and also see if he can get some supplies.
Not only will nobody do business with you, but nobody will give you any information either.
Sounds about right. Okay. Yen will ritual cast detect poison disease and try and see if he can find someone who is diseased and maybe heal him to try and get leverage so that he can get some information. Next 10 minutes of him walking around the town, does he see anyone within 30 feet that is poisoned or diseased?
No people, but there are 3 sick cats. 3 sick cats that are next to each other in somebody's house.
Okay. Does the person look like they're home?
Yes.
Okay. Yin would like to call... Okay, do they see Yin? Because I'm assuming they're not going to answer the door after what happened to the last 2 people who answered the door. Yin would like to wave over to them and ask them how they let their animals get into such a state. I would proceed to scold them for treating their animals so poorly.
They seem to be wary at first and willing to speak to you, but after you scold them, they just turn around and go back inside.
One says to them, I don't care if you like me, I don't care if you want to talk to me, but I am going to heal as many of your cats as I can, because leaving them in that state is disgraceful. He walks up, then he will attempt to walk over towards the cats and cast Lesser Restoration on them. You can cast it on all the... Yeah, he'll cast Lesser Restoration 3 times to heal the cats. Do they let Yin get close to the cats, actually? Because you said they're inside, so you don't have to go into their area and then go towards the cats.
Well, they don't seem to want him there, but they do seem too afraid to touch him, so he just kind of... He's able to get in.
Okay, great. I will heal the cats.
They seem to relax.
And we'll go over towards the one he talked to earlier, and we'll say, "I'm sorry for insulting you earlier, but I just get so mad when someone just allows an animal to be in a state like this. Are these your cats, or do you know where their owner is?"
I did not expect this. Ah, my good sir.
Hello.
I can assure you, my cats have got... Okay, now I've already deviated into a different accent. Yes, these cats, they're always getting into fights. I can just never come up with any way to stop them.
That is understandable. Although I implore you next time that they get into such a state, you will seek out someone to help them, if you haven't already.
Say, this town used to have a healer. Unfortunately, they left a few years ago.
Unfortunate. Well, I believe that my team has a few days before they go. Besides, we still need to get information and also temporarily acquire a fishing vessel. I have a deal to propose to you. I don't know who the proper channels I have to go through, but I stay in town for a little bit and try to be your healer temporarily to sort out some of your problems that you have and help rebuild the town from whatever damage that was done. Will you let me borrow or show me to someone who can let me borrow a fishing vessel of theirs so that I can find something?
Will your friends be staying with you?
They will not be in the town. I will make sure of that. Will not go anywhere near this area. Well, Elbin won't. I don't think Gilroy has done anything to actually damage you guys. He's just been tagging along. I don't even think he's been tagging along willingly. Anyway, whatever the point is, I will make sure that you will not be in danger from them bothering you.
I take your deal. Though I can't confirm the mayor will.
Okay. Can you tell me where the mayor is so that I may sort this out with them?
He ran away after his town hall burned. I don't know where he went.
Okay. I guess I'll go get Gilroy and we'll go look for them. That'll be a little bit harder, but I can work that out. Is there a deputy mayor that you've appointed, or have you guys not have time?
after all. That was 2 days ago. We didn't have much time.
Makes sense. Alright. Do you know of which direction they could have gone? Or even the clothing that they were wearing? I might have a way to track them down with that.
I believe a red doublet with a purple cap. He had a tattoo on his left temple of a moon.
Alright. I believe that is literally just enough information I needed to cast Animal Messenger to try and contact them.
He went to the west.
West, you say? Thank you.
West.
I will go look for them, but as another gesture of goodwill, I cast Goodberry, and then I hand him 5 good berries. 10 of them, so I hand him half of them, and I say, these will heal you up just a little bit. Eating one of them will make you full, so it's like eating a full meal in case this damage to the town has caused any disparities with food production. And then I will go and send a message to the mayor and ask them to come back to the town. I have a proposition for him. I would like to be the town's healer temporarily.
Alright then. The town, yeah, you can go talk to the mayor. Yeah, he's over yonder. Over there. Yeah, it's... The bird locates him.
I walk up to the mayor. The weapons are put away, staff. I'm just holding my staff out normally, like a walking cane, because there's no way I'm just putting that away. Because it doesn't look like a walking cane, but I'll just hold it just to make myself look even more peaceful. And then I will talk to him about the preposition I have to be the town keeper in exchange for borrowing a fishing vessel for a little bit.
No, they're not in town. They're in the next town. The bird had to fly quite a distance. Yeah, the bird flew. How long ago? Well, I didn't. Yeah.
The bird will fly.
Yeah, keep going.
Let's see.
It flew quite a distance.
It can cover 50 miles per 24 hours, so I'm hoping he's not greater than 50 miles away. Okay. This is a trek I will have to take Elbin with me on, because I don't trust him to stay in the town alone. I'll have to take Gilroy to watch Elbin while I cook. Man. Okay. Finn would like to walk back to the center of the town, use thaumaturgy, and say, I'm going to go track down your mayor and bring him back safely. Then I will try and negotiate a deal so that I can be the town healer for a couple of you. If you would like to circumvent the mayor and sign up a deputy mayor in his place so I can start healing you now, that is fine also. I will agree to that. I'm going to go find the mayor either way, but whatever way is faster and more efficient for you is better. I will make sure that my associates, despite how wrong, despite the many, many crimes they've done, I will make sure that they at least fix their mistake, and I will make sure that the dangerous one is kept under wraps. If you would like, I will stop him from entering the town. In fact, I plan to do that. Then I'll let...
Who did you say this to?
I'm saying this. I'm in the middle of the town. I'm just using thaumaturgy to make my voice boom 3 times as loud to say this to everyone who could hear me.
Okay.
I'll wait for anyone to respond. If they don't, I'll go back, meet up with Elvin and Gilroy, tell them of the plan, and then I'll try and get some sleep. So that we can try and start this the next day when I have some spells equipped to locate someone. So does anyone respond?
Nobody wants to come with you, but nobody objects to you leaving either.
Makes sense. I say, right before I leave back to go to the barracks, I will say, I will try and find your mayor back, and hopefully I will be able to gain this town's trust again. I know you have suffered some attacks, and that is fine. I will try and fix the damage that is caused. Then he will just go and not wait for a response, since he doesn't really need an accepting response from anyone from that message. Travel all the way back to Gilroy and Elvin. What are they doing when he gets back? Roy, Elvin, what are you guys doing while getting back?
Yes, I'll be healing Elvin the rest of his wounds.
Elvin? Are you there? Is Justice present? Justice.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Hey Yin, I had an idea. How about we stay here for a little bit, and since the last time I was there, I know that they no longer have a mayor, so how about I run for mayor? I may or may not have accidentally or purposely drove him out.
Awful idea.
Why is it an awful idea?
Okay, first of all, just to get you up to speed, I've contacted the mayor a little bit. He's very, very far, according to Bourbon. We're going to make a trek to recover the mayor. I assume... I don't know if anyone told me this. Was the mayor walking on... I don't know if the mayor was walking on foot or if he had some sort of mount, do I? I never asked. Oh. I assume he couldn't have gotten very far. It's only been, what? How long have you guys been here terrorizing these poor innocent people?
2 days. 2 days.
2 days, right. Great. So, 2 days travel... I'll be able to be a horse for most of it, as long as I can take a few short rests during it.
Yeah, and for 2 days, you're really going to leave these people without somebody in a position of power?
The people will be able to lead themselves perfectly fine, as long as there's not some sort of deranged elven arsonist maniac trying to kill them, or torture them multiple times a day.
let me prove myself to you this once. If you come back and everyone's dead and the town is in
No!
shambles, you can kick me out of the team. You can kill me. Just let me
I
have
am
this
already
one thing.
debating doing that. I don't need you to prove yourself to me. Okay. I already told the villagers that you're not going to be going to that town while I'm gone. I'm bringing you guys with me
I'll
to make
put
sure
on a
that you
different
don't
face.
cause any problems.
I'll put on a different face.
No. You'll be able to hide your
Yes.
face, but not your actions. Now, we will go over, get the mayor back, somehow get the mayor to pardon you, gain favor with the town, you'll try and repair the damage you've caused, and they might be able to lend us a fishing vessel so that we can finally go and kill my mortal enemy. No, my other mortal enemy, not the merchant, for once. Is that clear?
I guess.
Thank you.
While Yin is asleep, which I'm
You say
assuming we're
let's
all about to fall asleep,
sneak out?
and I would like to sneak out.
Oh, Yin is doing all. Okay, first of all, one, he'll have to get past my nocturnal snake. And two, Yin is going to go finally use all of his spell slots before he goes to sleep for once,
Dang it.
and make 4 jars of goodberry juice. He hasn't been able to do it in a while.
As Yin is asleep, I would like to sneak out and go to the town and start putting up propaganda. It's propaganda time.
Okay, so does Elvin have to roll to try and sneak past us without waking us up, since we're all sleeping in the barracks?
Do all of you sleep lightly enough, or do you sleep soundly?
I mean, Yin has been sleeping in the forest for a little bit, so he'd be kind of on edge since people ransack this place a lot from the looks of it and the condition of the items.
In that case,
Sounds
yes.
like
So do I roll stealth?
Yes, stealth.
Okay. 6.
A passive perception is 13.
Yin detects Elvin.
Yin would like to wake up and ask Elvin what he's doing.
I have to use the bathroom.
What bathroom?
Exactly, there isn't one. That's why I'm leaving.
Don't go far. Bourbon, follow him.
I don't feel comfortable with the bird watching me.
You're going to go pee in the woods. There are going to be animals watching you everywhere. It's a bird.
Yeah, it's a bronze bird that you can look through the eyes. I'd rather not.
I can't
I'll
look
be
through the
fine.
eyes. He just watches people. Okay?
That's even worse. It's like a pigeon.
Uh-huh. And you have a giant raven that you summon out of thin air. I don't really
Yes.
care. Bourbon, follow him, make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. If he leaves the barracks for more than a minute, then more than 5 minutes, I guess, then come back and tell me. And Yin will proceed to go back to sleep with the Bourbon following.
Does
Then.
Elvin bring Raven?
Raven was on top of the barracks sleeping, so leaving the barracks, what I would assume would wake him up, so he's just watching silently. If Elvin goes out of his sight, he'll fly up and go after him.
Bourbon and Raven begin to have a conversation. You don't know what they're saying because they're birds, but they're saying something.
As Bourbon's distracted, I would like to silently walk towards the village.
Just need to look at someone to have a conversation, though. I mean, you could walk. If he notices you're gone for 5 minutes, he's gonna tell me anyway.
Hey, Bourbon, can you come here? I need you to look at something.
They go.
How close are they to the ground?
Raven and Bourbon are both about 4 feet off the ground when they fly to you.
Okay. Is Bourbon, less than 5 feet wide? Could he fit within a 5-foot block?
Yes.
Rest on my shoulder, of course you can.
Okay. I would like to cast Mold Earth and make a little cage and put and form it around Bourbon. I'm not gonna just leave him there, so I'll put him near the barracks, just far enough away to where Yin won't hear him.
Would Bourbon land on the ground, or would he just perch himself?
I mean, he was about 4 feet off the ground. And
What is Elvin's spell save DC?
Explain that to me. Explain that to me.
You have a character sheet, right?
Yes.
There's a spell save DC on it. Right, the difficulty class. Something to escape from your spells.
Quick question. Does Mold Earth even allow you to make, like, objects?
I'm pretty sure. I have no idea how to find what you're talking about, Fury. Is it the save DC for I'm just confused. Just tell me what I'm looking for.
What is your charisma modifier?
Okay, thank you. +5.
It's 16. The DC is 16. The bird rolled an 18. You fail to trap it.
Please don't wait.
The bird would immediately go see this act of aggression and go tell Yin.
Okay, so this is where this.
You better come up with a very convincing lie,
This
Elvin.
is where Elvin just books it. I would like to cast Expeditious Retreat and just run to the village.
How long has Yin been sleeping at this point? Would he have gotten his short rest?
Yes, he would have. Yeah, at some point in the night. I mean, I don't know. Did Albin get up in the middle of the night to do this? Because I kind of assumed that they did.
Yes.
Yeah,
it makes sense for him to just get up like as soon as we went to sleep.
Yeah, in that case, yeah. Yin did get a short rest in that case.
Have fun outrunning a horse, loser.
I'm pretty sure I did. While we were running away from the turkey, I'm pretty sure I was faster than you.
No, I'm pretty sure you were trying to hold onto a rope behind me water skiing while I was running.
Yeah.
Do you remember the rope?
Yeah.
I was holding on to the entire party.
Pan was water skiing. Elvin was hanging on to Pan, and Rail was on top of the horse, standing.
How did my back not break from trying to support that weight? Jesus. How fast are you moving per every 5 seconds, Elvin? How fast are you moving per round, Elvin?
6 seconds is a round.
Oh, right, sorry. 6 seconds.
It just says an incredible pace.
What is your regular speed, Elvin?
30 feet.
Expeditious retreat is normally a ×2. That would mean that you're moving at 60. Does the spell description say that it's a ×2? Because I thought it did say that.
It does not. All it says is
Just missing it.
All it says is this spell allows you to move at an incredible pace.
That's it?
Yep.
Are you using D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Pretty sure the spell just means that you move at an incredible pace, meaning you just take the dash action. It says
Yes.
you take the dash action as a bonus action.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't... I think you... Are you sure this is are you sure this is D&D Beyond and not bootleg D&D Beyond? I don't...
God.
Are you sure Elvin's the one who can't read? I'm moving 60 feet around because I'm a horse.
Maybe I am the maybe me as the player is the illiterate one. I guess I'm just booking it then, cause I mean,
speed.
well, how am I supposed to rule this? Am I going faster, or is this spell just allowing me to dash?
Yes, it allows you to dash if you run and then use your bonus action to dash. Then you can get up to double your movement speed, so it would be 60 feet.
Okay, yeah.
I go 60 feet, and I would also use my action to dash, so I would be gaining on you. He can count with Expedition Retreat. He can use dash action as a bonus action. I have to use it as an action, but I'm still gaining on you.
Yeah, and then there's...
I cast Charmed Person on Yin.
I'm a horse.
Charm Person requires an action and a bonus action. I'm pretty sure it says that in the spell description. I don't think you can do that when you're dashing.
Yeah.
Yes. Cantrips can be cast as an action. Leveled spells cannot. So. Do you want to slow down to cast the spell?
I'll just stop running and let Yin catch up to me. Hopefully, my sweet words can let him let me put up some propaganda.
Great, you suck. Yin does not. So, real quick. What's your armor class? Because you're about to get hit by a horse. Roll to attack, because I'm going to run into you as a horse, because you attacked my bird, and then we'll be even. Is 19 higher than your armor class? Albin? Albin, what's your armor class? I'm just gonna... Let's hope his phone is the only thing that dies today. Let's see. 2d4 plus 3. Albin takes 9 damage, which let's hope Gilroy maintained his promise of healing him. Now they're even. Well, if we're having much technical issues, do you want to just end the session as Yin catches up to Albin?
I would like to end the session.
Well, we'll just say Yin knocked into Albin, and then the session ended there, deciding what Yin's going to do with Albin. I'm gonna go ahead and write the session notes. Yeah. Did you end the stream yet, or are we just having awkward silence while people watch?
We're just having awkward silence because I don't know if I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on with y'all. And just
By the way, Ian still don't know how they've lasted to the age of 16, Albin said he was, if everyone around him died in the span of 2 days, except for Rail, who was smart enough to leave Albin.
Sorry, I'm back.
Nine damage.
You felt the need to attack Aemun. Why?
You attacked my bird. This is different from these random innocent civilians. You attacked something that Ian actually cared about.
I attempted to temporarily prohibit the movement of that bird. I wouldn't have killed it.
That's not the impression the bird gave me.
Yeah, well, your bird is lying. I didn't want to attack it. I didn't hurt it. I didn't want to kill it. I just needed it out of the way for a little bit so I could spread my propaganda.
By the way, unlike my snake, my bird is not nocturnal. He had to go out of his way to make sure you didn't do any trouble, and then you attacked him. So now he's mad. He's also probably sleeping now, but he's still mad. So, Ian will exit out of his horse form and see Elbin on the ground, who had gotten trampled by him, and tell him that this is his last chance to try and be a good guy. Just leave the town be so we can try and find the mayor. You want to fix your mistake, you want to leave the town, I get it. But this is not the time. After what you've done to them, you'll need to try and get their respect back. Okay?
Yeah, but I can get the respect as being their mayor. Or deputy mayor.
How are you going to be their mayor if you don't even have the respect for them to elect you? I don't know his plan to post propaganda. If you run for mayor after all you've done to them, the town may riot. And that helps no one. You want to save your mother? Do you, Elbin?
Wow,
You
just
want
play
to
the your mom
mother?
card.
Yes. Do you want to save her?
Yes, I want to save her.
Then stop jeopardizing the mission. As soon as we secure transport from these people, and we go defeat the Dread Knights, we can come back to the Shogun, and then will be able to help you get your mother back. Okay?
Okay.
Come on, let's go back to the barracks before Gilroy wakes up. He's not going to do anything, but I don't think he's been properly introduced to my snake yet.
Alright. Can you also promise me one other thing?
What?
That one day I'll be able to lead a town.
Look, listen. Though you may be technically an adult, you're a kid. First, learn how to read and write, and then I'll see about teaching you some things about leadership, okay? Currently, as far as I know, under your lead, you've let the entire team down, enough for Rail to quit and for Pan Pan to die. Is that fair, Alvin?
Was that my fault?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Don't attack these poor villagers anymore. And no more torturing people. You're already on thin ice. Any of these people who actually report your many, many crimes, you're going to have a serious problem. We need to smooth this over so we don't attract any more attention, and then we'll be good, okay?
Okay.
just go back to the barracks, and then they'll just walk back to the barracks. I guess. If that's the end of this altercation, Elbin.
Yeah, I won't try to become the dictator of the small town anymore.
Good. And I'm assuming we'll be able to finally take our long rest, unless Elbin wants to try and sneak out again. I mean, I probably will have to get Gilroy introduced to the show. Whatever, I'll do that later. Okay. Would we like to end it off here as we go take a long rest? Is everyone fine with that?
Yeah.
You fine?
Fury's fine.
Yeah. I am. Alright then, we've all agreed. So, this has been a session, and, I mean, a lot has happened. Many things that I didn't expect, to be honest. But, well, things don't always go as planned, do they? Anyway. So this has been a, I think, productive stream, and I'd hope that you all who have watched here today will take the time out of your day to join me in the next stream. You know, next Saturday at 2, just the same time as this one was. But even if you don't decide to come back for more, stay zesty.